Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Mother Nature got the memo on this Monday morning that fall has arrived, and finally we get to enjoy those cooler temperatures. I already got a selfie from the house. Tanner is wearing a cardigan today.
Oh,
very excited. Very excited. I'll put it on Facebook and let you guys check it out.
Toddler cardigan.
I did. I got a good laugh and a good smile and a good chuckle.
Oh yeah,
I mean he's just doing a thumbs up with a cardigan.
Oh, he is
it's
the
pretty
cutest,
good.
Cutest
it's pretty good. It may, Mondays are always tough getting going. You're going back to school, you're going back to work. Although you said PCSSD's out today.
Yes, it's a flex day for the teachers.
Cool. Okay. It's always tough to get going on Mondays, but anytime you get something like that, just a little small pep. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great.
So cute, and you'll post it.
Yeah, that cool air just like gives me a surge of energy.
Yes,
I don't know what it is. You know,
absolutely.
y'all are
Great.
weird. I want to stay in bed.
It's cold. I'm getting
I
under the
wouldn't argue
covers.
with that anytime.
Bring me summer. Oh, I miss it. Do you all notice I sit over here like this?
You're an outdoor girl.
I
Ashley
just like
King.
to be warm.
Well,
I just called you all weird. Y'all are weird.
I have another word for
I'm like,
it.
what is
It's
wrong with
hot.
you all?
It's hot. I can't stand being hot.
I do like it being cooler. I want the weather to, represent whatever season it is.
That's true.
So, if it's fall, it needs to be fall.
Yeah.
But I do miss summer.
but in
I just don't want to
Arkansas,
get
you get hot.
We do.
And then you get not hot.
I want it to be
Few
this,
weeks.
but I just wish it was still July.
My pale freckled self is like, go away, summer.
There you go.
I mean, I've got to be
Looks like it
outside.
may
And
have gone
if
away.
I like float in a pool, I have an umbrella. No joke. I have an umbrella over me. So
Have to.
It's
Good
it's
skincare.
crazy.
I'm Team Tracy. I love you to death. I'm Team Tracy.
I know.
I'm Team Tracy all the way on this
I'm the
one.
outcast here. I just think when it gets kind
In
of
fact,
chilly
make it a
like
three
this,
shot. Just zoom in or
Yeah.
just
Sorry.
cut it off right
I'll
here.
just
Do a
stick
three
my head
shot
over
right
here.
Oh,
I'm like,
You have to do traffic first. Okay.
How is traffic
Do your
so far
traffic.
this morning?
well, I wish I was driving to the beach.
Are your heated seats on as you sit in traffic this morning? Let me ask that.
Oh my goodness, I just like to sit in the sunshine. But right now it's looking okay right now. We had a little hiccup on 4:30 earlier that caused some backups, but that is clear. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It was around Stagecoach and it was moving at just like single digits a little while ago, but we're back up to speed now, but still a little bit slow. Let's scoot down just a little bit and see what's happening on 30 eastbound. You can see that it's a little slow here, as it usually is this time of day, moving at about 39 miles per hour here around Alexander. And here's a look at the Bryant Parkway exit. So a lot of volume on our roads. It is a little bit after 7, so this is what we would expect. But your drive times into downtown Little Rock from Conway, Benton, and Cabot still look really good. No issues coming into downtown if you're commuting in this morning. But we'll get another look at this and keep you up to date throughout the morning.
All right, weather-wise, we are talking about a beautiful sunrise. I know it's Monday, but we got cooler temperatures. We've got a beautiful sunrise, and it's going to be a bit breezy today as well. We are looking for officially 7:03 right now, 7:19 for that sunrise. Sunset 6:26, so a whole bunch of daylight for you to get out there and enjoy this beautiful day. It is 46 in central Arkansas, and I'm loving it. Calm winds, but we are going to start to see those winds pick up as we're heading into the afternoon, where it's going to be a bit breezy today. Around the state, we are still seeing 39 in Clinton, still that cool spot. A few 50s on the outlying areas, but mostly everyone is in the 40s. And as we're heading into the afternoon, we've got a southerly breeze, and it's going to sustained winds, meaning 10 to 15. That's what you're going to see most of, but those gusts could get upwards of 30 miles per hour. So again, they're out of the south. That's what's warming us up. But we've got a frontal boundary coming through tonight. It's more of a dry front, but it is going to shift those winds more northerly, and then we'll start to see things getting back to where they should be. But it's about time fall arrives, so those near average temperatures will stick around for much of the week, a little above, a little below, but we'll take it. But this morning and Wednesday morning will be the coolest mornings of the week, and those rain chances unfortunately are increasing as we're heading into Friday and Saturday. So Sunday's looking great though, but I know a lot of people got plans on Saturday, so we'll talk more about that. We'll time it all out for you and look at this beautiful hour-by-hour forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Tracy, thank you. Developing this morning, Israel says its ceasefire with Hamas is holding even after its first serious test over the weekend.
Israel struck targets in Gaza and halted aid transfers after accusing Hamas of killing 2 Israeli soldiers. Aid trucks stopped at the Rafah border crossing, but deliveries are now set to resume.
The Israeli military releasing this footage that it says shows Hamas fighters moving toward troops, prompting the airstrikes. Hamas says at least 36 Palestinians have been killed, including children, as hospitals are treating the injured.
Aboard Air Force One, President Trump was asked about it, saying the ceasefire is still in place.
It's going to be handled properly. It's going to be handled toughly, but properly.
Is the ceasefire still in place?
Yeah, it is.
Vice President J.D. Vance says he may visit the region this week to monitor developments as U.S. officials urge Israel to help Palestinians thrive following this peace deal.
President Trump is back in Washington this morning after a weekend at his Florida estate. The return comes as the Pentagon confirms another deadly strike on a suspected drug vessel in international waters. The administration says more than 30 people have been killed in recent strikes, fueling tensions with several South American countries, including Colombia. CBS correspondent Willie James Inman reports.
Today, the Trump administration released footage of a strike that took place on October 17th. It's the seventh known U.S. strike on alleged drug vessels since last month, which have killed over 30 people. The military actions are causing tensions between the U.S., Venezuela, and now Colombia. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro accused the U.S. of committing murder in a post on social media, alleging a U.S. strike in September killed a Colombian fisherman. President Trump responded calling Petro an illegal drug leader and says he would cut off U.S. aid to Colombia. The president says the military strikes are necessary to stop the flow of illegal drugs.
The boats get hit, and you see that fentanyl all over the ocean.
Some lawmakers are questioning the legality of the military actions.
I do worry about the legal authorities or lack thereof that the United States military has to conduct these kind of strikes.
The idea that they're coming here is like, it's a huge assumption, and really shouldn't you have to present some proof?
Also this weekend, organizers of the No Kings protest say 7 million people turned out across the country to rally against President Trump and his policies. Trump wasted no time trolling the protests with posts on social media, including one depicting himself flying a fighter jet and dumping brown sludge on protesters.
Today, the government shutdown hits day 20. CBS News reports Senate Republicans are going to the White House for lunch tomorrow. Lawmakers are also weighing bills that would pay certain federal workers, including active duty military, as the stalemate drags on. Meantime, about 42 million Americans could lose critical food assistance if lawmakers fail to strike a deal by next month. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins warning last week that funding for food stamp programs will run out in 2 weeks. It's not clear if the White House will step in to keep benefits flowing as it has with other priorities. 1 in 8 Americans rely on SNAP or for groceries, and more than a dozen states have already stopped accepting new applications because of the shutdown.
Well, as you just heard, millions of Americans poured into the streets this weekend as part of the nationwide No Kings protests, drawing massive crowds and national attention. Demonstrators sent a clear message of frustration and disapproval towards President Trump. They rallied against issues like ICE raids, troop deployment in U.S. cities, and federal spending cuts. But some political leaders across the aisle dismissing the movement, calling them, quote, hate America rallies. One participant from New Jersey says the protests represent something much deeper, a fight for democratic values.
This is not what America's about. America says no to kings. And so we're out here today at our event here in Morristown, we're trying to raise up voices of marginalized communities, folks who are being impacted by all of the changes and all of the cutbacks that are coming from D.C. these days.
And the protests extended beyond U.S. borders, with similar demonstrations taking place in cities like Paris, London, and Berlin.
Back here at home, thousands of people packed downtown Little Rock this weekend, adding their voices to the nationwide No Kings movement.
Demonstrators gathered at Broadway and Capitol Avenue, one of 13 locations across Arkansas that hosted those protests.
THV 11's Carter Thweaton was on the ground and has a recap from Saturday's rally.
Why'd you want to be here? Well, there are a lot of reasons. You can put them all under the capsule of I'd like to save our country.
There was a lot of that going around Saturday in downtown Little Rock. Protesters who felt like they had to speak up.
I have kids growing up in this world, in this country, and I don't want them to be living under an authoritarian rule.
Little Rock City Board Director Kathy Webb took part in Saturday's protest. Usually she's dealing with local issues, but right now she's looking at concerns she has for what's happening across the nation.
I see ICE picking up U.S. citizens and just knocking down doors and ripping families apart.
That and the use of the military on U.S. soil were two of the big issues protesters kept bringing up. The event here stayed peaceful, with protesters carrying signs and chanting before marching to the state capitol. Earlier this week, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson called the protests happening across the country by another name.
We refer to it by its more accurate description, the Hate America rally, okay? And I'm not sure how anybody can refute that.
Those in Little Rock Saturday took exception.
We're not all hating America. That's just a joke.
There could be nothing farther from the truth. I love my country, and that's why I'm here.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Arkansas lawmakers are raising the alarm about the state's struggling farmers, urging the federal government to step in with federal aid. The Arkansas Advocate reports that commodity crop farmers are facing skyrocketing costs and low demand, putting up to 40% at risk of leaving the industry after this season. Lawmakers passed a resolution urging President Trump to provide targeted relief as concerns grow over the expired farm bill and the ongoing government shutdown. Officials say immediate action is needed to prevent what one representative calls a tsunami for Arkansas agriculture. Let's check in now with Ashley King and the traffic on the roads this Monday morning.
Yeah, we're seeing our typical slowdowns right now, and really that's the only issues that we have on our roadways. To start off on this Monday morning, of course, 30 eastbound is where we start to see our slowdowns first, and that is the case for this morning too. It is moving a little bit slow here. This is where we had that 430 slowdown earlier with the disabled vehicle, but that's looking a lot better. This is what 30 eastbound looks like right now around Alexander. It's moving at just 24 miles per hour, and you can see here this is another look around Alexander and the Bryant exit here on 30, and so we have a lot of volume on the roads as everyone is heading towards Little Rock from Saline County, and this is what our drive times look like from around the metro. Still looks pretty good. Coming in from Conway, just 24 minutes. Bend looks good too, even though it's a little bit slow there on 30 eastbound around Alexander. You're still looking at 21 minutes into downtown Little Rock, and from Cabot, just 20 minutes. So we'll check that again here in the 7 o'clock hour. The closer we get to 8, we'll start to see these change just a little bit. Tracy?
All right, weather-wise, things are looking pretty good today. It's a little chilly out there, so if you haven't headed out, you might want a light jacket as you're heading out, but we've got a southerly breeze that's going to warm things up today, but a lot of 40s across the state right now, but once those winds get going in the sunshine, we're going to see 10 to 15 sustained winds and gusts up to 30 miles per hour in portions of the state, and those highs right around the mid to upper 70s, even a few 80s. We've got a frontal boundary coming through overnight, and it's going to give a little bit of rain in southern Arkansas in the overnight hours. Really not impactful at all, but we're really watching Friday into Saturday, not necessarily because of severe storms, but just because we're heading into the weekend with rain. But for the next couple of days, as I mentioned, we've got a frontal boundary coming through. Tomorrow morning around 4 a.m. we could see some of those showers in the southern portion of the state, and then not a lot to talk about as we're heading into Wednesday except the cooler air because the winds are going to be coming from the north again. But Friday, let's talk about that. 7 a.m. again, starting to see those rain showers really pick up as we're heading into 6 p.m. This could impact again at football if we do have that. This is Saturday morning around 7 a.m. Those darker areas, of course, with the orange and the yellow could be a few storms, and looking for a lot of rain as well. And this is going to be Saturday evening around 7 p.m. So again, a lot of cloud cover, and hopefully we'll all have it out of here by early Sunday morning. But really looking at a lot of rain over the next 7 days, and this is really just going to be Friday and Saturday for the most part. But seeing those purples, pinks areas, taking a look there too, even just a little bit more there. So we'll talk more about the timing of things and what we can expect, and if this fall weather is going to stick around in just a few minutes.